Hi everybody, Steve Lamb here. I'm here to talk about an amazing event that has been put together over just the last few days. And it's one of those brilliant things about working in hospitality is that everybody I know pulls together and a real community. And I can see that some of you are joining already, and I'd like to say hi. Welcome to the Rick Stein Restaurants Instagram feed. The idea about this today is we're going to try and chat to a couple of people who are involved. First of all, the brainchild behind it, my mate Ross, some of the other people who are instrumental in trying to make this whole virtual food festival work. None of us are technicians, we're all real foodies, and in fact this is an opportunity for us to kind of try things out, see how it's going to work. I know that a lot of you love Rick's food, but also, you know, everybody underneath in terms of the chain, they're equally as important. And this is really the idea behind this virtual food festival. I think it's the first one of its kind. It's quite strange because we're living in unprecedented times, aren't we? I mean, there's a real sense of isolation and not being able to even go out and behave normally. And one of the worst things to happen, other than people are getting very ill, is that whole sectors of industry are being affected, no more so really than the food industry. So hopefully this is going to be a positive way of trying to give something back. And I can see that my mate Ross is trying to join me. Let me see if I can get him in. Okay, Ross, are you there? He's probably out in the garden. Hello, mate, you are out in the garden.
Oh, we got a tractor there.
Oh, hello, yeah.
Right, can you see me?
I can see you, yeah. How are you?
How are you, all right?
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm fine. And it looks a glorious day there. Happy Easter, mate.
Yeah, happy Easter. Doesn't really feel like it, and I haven't got any chocolate, so it's not going to...
I don't quite believe that. I'm sure you've got some stashed away. You've got such a lot of land there to do a massive Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, I know. You could lose quite a lot in this bed of purple sprouting. But, yeah, so we're going to be going live properly tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to go live tomorrow from about 10 a.m. and tell everybody the idea behind it, because really you're instrumental in pulling this all together. I can't quite believe it, but I'm going to call you the brainchild.
Oh, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Steve, out of how many years? 12, 15 years of knowing each other.
A long time, man.
Yeah, basically, you know, I've got a kitchen garden business. You know, I was a chef for Rick for years. I worked alongside Jack, and I set up the kitchen garden on our family farm, which I'm stood on now. You can see Little Peverick Creek behind us, rocks just over the way, Padstow's just over that hill over there, and my business is going to be massively affected by the closure of the restaurants. You know, I'm not blaming them. You know, there's nothing they can do about it. So we need to find a way to get people like my produce out there.
Yeah.
So, I've already set up a scheme. I've gone online, got an online shop. It's all right for me. I'm very proactive on what I do, and I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. There are lots of people that have got small businesses and big businesses that relied on the hospitality industry or certain shops that have closed, and they haven't got access to it. For instance, the local fishermen in Padstow that are catching the lobsters and the fish, they're so busy out their boats, they're going to be coming home and trying to build a website to sell the lobsters. So I think we've got a responsibility to try and pull everyone together and help them. Hopefully, by doing this virtual food festival, we're all going to cook something. I'm going to be cooking on the Big Green Egg. We've got Jack Stein, José Pizarro, Mitch Tonks, Rick Toogood, Angela Hartnett, all going to cook something using something from a local supplier. And then on the website, which is virtualfood.org, you're going to be able to go on there and click and find out how you can get access to these ingredients.
So it is actually a bit of entertainment, but properly charitable hospitality, but it's also a way of trying to build a little bit of commerce as well. So people can go on the website and they'll see the list of ingredients that you'll be using, plus others from the suppliers that we're all going to nominate. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. When I first come up with this kind of idea, it was about linking together the food festivals and the suppliers. And the first person I went to was Jack Stein, and that's why we're on the Rick Stein Instagram account now. Yeah. And Jack, let's go for it. So we've had about 8-9 days to kind of pull this together today. And, we're going to have a few glitches, I imagine, tomorrow on the actual day, but let's just all ride with it. It's going to be organic. It's going to be real. And it's probably going to be a lot of fun, very, very informative. And what I think is just really important, and a point that Jack made, was we're down in Padstow. We're lucky that we've got our friends with our boat, and we can go down there and I can give them some money. I can buy a lobster off of them. Now, you might be in a certain part of the world where you can't just whip to Padstow to get yourself a lobster. We're also linking up with the bigger suppliers who already are doing mail order around the country. So we won't just be shouting about Johnny Murr and Martin Murr, their brothers who've got the boat. We're going to be shouting about Fish for Four and Matt Stevens. That's just an example from the fish. So people are going to be able to order it around the whole country and still support our local fishermen.
Yeah, so just people are asking. I've seen Mitch and Jack say hi, and we'll try and give them a little bit of airtime as well, Ross.
Well, if you got rid of me today, Steve, I'll just go back to work.
And that's enough from the brainchild. No, can you just remind us of the website? People are asking about the website for the produce, for the suppliers.
So the website, which was made by Solvewebedia, is virtualfoodfestival.org.
Thanks. Great.
Brand page as well. So follow that and that'll give you a direct link.
Yeah, and what we'll do is that throughout the day and tomorrow, we'll put posts out just reminding people where they can find the produce. And the mechanism for how this is going to work is that it's on Instagram Live on the Rick Stein Restaurants account. We're saying it goes between 10 and 5, but the way that the technology works, I guess, is that we can only do 1 hour slots. So we'll give everybody the schedule. Do you know who's up first?
Yeah, we've got Rick Stein live from Australia. This is pretty cool.
It's all right, isn't it? The last time I saw Rick was in a classroom at River Cottage, and you were there with him.
Yeah, I know. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it's an amazing lineup of people giving up time, but willingly to support what we're doing. I think, you should be immensely proud of what you've managed to do, Ross, and bring it all together.
Thanks, Steve. I really appreciate that. And let's hand it over to Mitch, Jack, or Rick Toogood, whoever's available.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've seen Jack and Mitch. I'm assuming that Mitch didn't actually sign up himself. I think he's getting some support from the family. But it would be great to get him on here. And we've also seen Rick as well, Rick Toogood saying hi in the background. Okay. And it's .org, isn't it? That's .org for the website. Yeah.
Should I say bye now, Stephen?
Yeah, you say bye. Hi, Jose. That's nice to see you. He's just saying hello. Mitch is saying, how do we get in? And we'll make sure that he does get in. But let's hand over. All right, fella? You get back.
I'll get back to work.
Go and do some work, yeah. All right. Say hi to Jem.
Will do. Bye.
Bye. So, okay, that was Ross Geach, Pastor Kitchen Garden, the guy who's really, along with Jack Stein, put this whole thing together and doing an amazing job. I wonder if we can get Jack actually to join us. Again, we're doing this pretty much with about 10 minutes of practice. And Jack's trying to join me now. I'm going to add him in. And so Ross was in Cornwall. Let's find out where Jack is. Hello, Jack.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. I'm just down at our pub doing some soup up for the community, Padstow and St Mary, doing 300 portions of soup. So, yeah, just outside the pub.
Brilliant, mate. Yeah, well, I know, but you see, you're not used. You're not new to this at all, are you? Because with your restaurants, being the chef director there, you've been working in the community already, doing loads of stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, we did. We sort of straight away. We obviously closed down. We had a lot of stock that we wanted to get used, and we didn't want to. Don't want to waste anything. So we started straight away. We gave a lot of food to our staff that we had, in our central units and that. And then we just started making stuff. And then we started to actually produce stuff now so we did the NHS, we did curries for them at Trelisk last week. We did some more food for them this week as well. And it's just, do you know what I mean? It's just keeping busy, keeping the community spirit around here is amazing. Padstow's got this incredible group of people who are going to be here at 12 to pick up the soup, who've just, on their own, they're just they know the people who are most at need, self-isolating, with multiple different conditions that means that they can't go out. So it's just like getting food to them. It's not just us. Paul Ainsworth's been doing it, and loads of people have been doing it for the season I've seen. But it's just anything you can do at this time. And then, I'm hoping we're looking at other things. We're working with a Hive project to provide 5,000 school meals a week for kids that normally get food free. So we've got that through our school. So just anything really at the moment is we just want to. We've got the facilities to do stuff. It's going to kind of be seen to be helping, because at the end of the day, it's cooking for us is also a kind of it's a way of us giving back to the community.
Yeah, I think that you're so embedded in the community there, and also up and down the country, and your dad's all the way over the other side of the world, and that's pretty amazing. And I ought to have said congratulations actually for being given the award for being one of the best employers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it was a long year-long piece of work, and it's just we do a lot of stuff for our people anyway. But it was just about actually looking at it, asking some serious questions about how we do things, why we do things. Looking at other businesses. Like for an example, we saw Mitch giving his staff a 50% discount. We just thought that's a really generous thing we could do as well. So we did that. Some of my friends who work in London in big hotels, they have a friends and family room rate, which is like 60 quid. Against a normal room rate of 400. We just said, why don't we do that? As long as it's not, if it's high season, the rooms are full, that's different. But out of season, people who come down to work for us, they can come and their family can come down and they can have a meal with us for half price. And it's just lots of little things that we did that got us in that top 100, and we were very proud of it, very happy.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So tomorrow, how are you feeling about it? I mean, it's kind of an ambitious thing that we're trying to pull together. Have you even thought about what you're going to cook?
Oh yeah, got all that. So So when Ross came to me with the idea, it was one of those light bulb moments, and I just thought, you know what, we've got time on our hands. How quickly can we make this happen? Because it's the kind of idea that probably 3 or 4 or 5 people in the country were having at the same time, but we just thought, we'll get out ahead. We'll make it happen, and it may be a bit, like Ross said, we might have a few technical issues tomorrow, you never know, but the idea is it's really about our suppliers. Without our suppliers, we're nothing, and obviously we're closed at the moment, so we want to make sure that they've got money coming in, that they can keep doing what they do at the high level that they do. Some of I'm going to be using in Warren tomorrow, Philip Warren's Butchers in Launceston, one of the best butchers that I've ever seen in the world. And to be honest, if people knew the quality of meat that they can get from there online to their house, right now, even if 5 people order, that's 5 people getting the best quality meat in the country. And these are not things we've done lightly. We've been working with the Warrens for years, as have other chefs and restaurants all over the country. So it's really just, while we can't cook for you, we want you to have the ingredients to cook what we do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very generous sector that we've chosen to kind of work in. I mean, you're at the top end cooking, and I'm sort of, lightly around the outside watching other people cook with a made-up job in the food sector. But it's generally people have pulled together amazingly well. And I know it's a weird time, but have you felt a sense of sort of positivity, even though the kind of world's gone strangely mad at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very uncertain time, unusual time. I think when we hear about things that are to help our sector, like the furloughing scheme and like business rate relief, that did provide us with a bit of breathing space to think, well, what can we do? So reopening is going to be crucial, because I think the restaurant sector at the moment everything's closed. So really our outgoings are fairly minimal with the furloughing scheme and the rate reductions and stuff. But actually reopening is going to be quite a challenge. So it's up to people who like the thing with this food festival is everyone on this list is people we know and our friends. So it's about us all getting together with the likes of Mitch and Jose and Angela and Rick and saying, we need to have positivity, creativity, and when we come out of this, we need to hit the ground running because we need punters through the door as quickly as possible. So the amount of creativity you just see on Instagram of people sat at home is so funny. I mean, every day I'm just going, this is one of the weirdest things, but also hilarious.
Yeah.
Doing stuff, and people are so creative. The guy who set the website up for us in no time flat, and it's the fact is it's a perfect opportunity to do a virtual festival because trust me, I would never want to do my own food festival because there's so much to organise. But this is just some friends getting together for the right reasons to showcase our suppliers, and it's a positive story. We love it. It's clever. Ross came up with a great idea, and we were straight on it.
Who just thought you put that in the same sentence? Clever and Ross.
I know, it's strange, isn't it?
It's killing me still.
I know. I should probably say relatively clever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Clever. Listen, mate, it's fantastic to have you. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I might even have to wash my hair. I'm gonna have to have a bit of a shave. The good thing is my kids are at home as well, so it could get a bit chaotic. But that's the whole point. It's supposed to be fun. We're not taking the recipes are all stuff you can do pretty simply at home, but just with that one that I'm doing lamb for me in Warren, so it's that if you want to get that quality of lamb that I get down here, then that's where you click onto his link. And also, all the other guys are using different suppliers, so it's just about patronising them and going from there. Brilliant, mate. Well, listen, thanks for your time, and you can get back to your Easter eggs. And have you got a honton?
I don't have any. I've totally forgotten Easter eggs this year. I'm just a bit busy cooking soup all morning, but I'll try and grab something on the way back. My partner probably won't forgive me, but my kid had an Easter egg hunt yesterday, so it's fine.
Brilliant, mate. Well, take care, fella. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. Bye, mate. Bye now. So we've got two other people that we would love to have a chat to. Jose Pizarro, 3 amazing restaurants in London, and my old pal Mitch Tonks. He's going to be trying to join us, of course, of the seahorse and rockfish fame. Let's have a little chat to some of you here. Will any of you be cooking along tomorrow? That's one of the things that we want to try and promote people to cook along. For me, I've been trying to improve, like I think the whole nation, I've been trying to improve my sourdough game. I'm just on the cusp of being a little bit bored of seeing pictures of sourdough, but I think it's great that everybody's having a go. We've got... who's this? We've got, is it Charlie? Oh, Charlie. Yeah, hey, Charlie. Mitch. Let's have a look. We've got Mitch. Mitch joining us. Let's see if we can get through this. Hello, fella.
Steve, how are you, man? You're
I'm really well. You're getting younger every time I see you.
Oh, well, that's very kind. It's all the fish. I mean, this is all new tech. I can't believe I'm actually in.
Yeah,
look, it's great.
Okay, welcome, and we're really delighted to chat to you now, fella. But we're also super pleased that you're going to be joining us tomorrow on, I think, what is the first virtual food festival. You and I bump into each other. We kind of a couple of times a year. Last time we were with our old mate down on the seafront in Lyme Regis, Mark Hicks, and the world's changed, it seems, quite a deal since the last time we met. How are you getting on?
Well, strangely, Steve, I kind of after the cold water shock of closing restaurants and all the implications of that, which has been pretty tough to navigate, as Jack just said. But we'll find a way through it. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm strangely enjoying it, and I sort of feel like, that thing on Christmas Day when nobody rings you and you can just kind of get on with everything, and then like on Boxing Day, it sort of goes back to normal. But this feels like a big long Christmas Day in the sense that the world has paused, and we've got time to spend with our families, cooking, doing things, and we're getting a bit more exercise because that's the only time we're allowed out. And also, I think we're doing some good thinking. It's how are we going to make things different? Because I think, if we come out with the same restaurants who went into this, we're mad. There's going to be a big cultural shift. I think work is going to need to kind of fit in with people's lives rather than the other way around. So it's going to be quite a transformation, I think. I love it.
I know what you mean. There is a sense of kind of optimism, and there's an opportunity here for us to take stock and think about how we can maintain this positivity going forward. And as a successful business person in one of the hardest hitting sectors, there is an opportunity to do something good. And I think that if you do that, then people will follow.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm learning a lot from, we watch what other businesses do, like Jack's business, obviously the guys at Hawksmoor. I talk to a lot of my chef mates about what they're up to. And really, everyone's sharing a lot more ideas now, which is really good. The industry's becoming even more collaborative. And, I've no doubt that, we'll all come out the other side with just something different, as good, and it's going to be amazing. So, this is So it was great, all this home stuff. I'm going to be cooking with Ben tomorrow, and behind the Brixham Harbour. And one of the things that we're doing is we've got a little trawler, the Rockfisher, and of course he's landing fish, at the moment, but there's nowhere for it to go. So tomorrow between tomorrow between 10:30 and 1:30, she's going to be moored up on the quay. I'm going to be over there with a few volunteers. Getting fish out and selling it straight off the boat, and that's actually something we want to do in the future. So
I think that's brilliant, and I don't understand why that hasn't happened before. I went down to Lyme yesterday, and I got 2 amazing lobsters and some scallops, and people were going, "Is this legal? Is it right?" And it's all to do with if you're selling a certain weight. Is that right? Why doesn't it happen more often?
Well, I'm not sure of the legislation behind it. I think fishermen can sell their fish, I think, with a
it's a license.
And but I think traditionally skippers have been governed by the economics of the market, so they're dumping it onto the market, obviously, and getting out fishing again, catch as much as they can, and the market dictates the price. Yeah, and obviously that fish is then going off to a middleman to be sold to the end user. Well, I kind of feel like Brixham is the biggest fishing port in England, and wouldn't it be a great thing that there were boats, lobster fishermen, crab fishermen, scallop fishermen, all around the harbour, 1 or 2 days a week. Even if it was 1 day a week where they were sitting there selling their catch, and people would come into the town and buy fish and have a beer in the future and enjoy eating seafood. And I think, this whole thing, just what Jack just said, Florence Butcher is fabulous. And be able to get access to that product probably 6 weeks ago would have felt like something you do at Christmas, but now it's normal to buy things. One of the guys, I'm working with a company called Mavalco, who are a Spanish supplier, and he gets some amazing stuff, milk-fed lamb and little sweetbread, suckling pig and vegetables, the best anchovies I've tasted. And now he's sending stuff to me. I just feel like, my dry stores at home are like a restaurant's dry stores, and suddenly everybody's going to get access to this. This is like... But,
it's great. I think, people are really pulling together, and this whole kind of, slowing down seems to have benefited other areas. I mean, I've got to ask, people are saying, is that a breakfast brandy? Good man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
And I have... Exactly. Yeah, come on. And I should also say that Jill Stein has said hello as she's kind of gone through, Jill. So we should say hi to her.
Great. Yeah.
So you're in Brixham. Is that where you're based? Have you had lockdown in Brixham?
Yeah, I'm locked down with my kids, which is really good, and Ben, who's also a chef, which is really good. So we've actually been doing a lot of cooking, making ramens and all sorts of things that we perhaps wouldn't normally make. And tomorrow we're hoping to get a turbot off the boat. And he was fishing yesterday, so I know he has got a turbot on board. And we're going to light the fire and we're going to grill some turbot over the fire, make a salsa verde, and have a drink and chat to everyone about seafood, which would be really good, Steve.
Yeah, that's amazing. Always a pleasure to chat with you, and I think your outlook on the whole current state is amazing and super positive, and I know that's what you're like anyway. Just so you know, we cooked the lobster last night from your Seaworks book, so we had it with the aioli.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. I mean, simpler the better, Steve. You know that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it says in the recipe.
Yeah, keep it simple. And the other thing, like my daughter Sadie, who's just come back from India, is living with us, and she has been doing like teaching yoga all over the world, and now she started some online classes, and she is doing like huge classes, like 2 or 3 times a day to people all over the world, just doing yoga and breathing and all the rest of it. And it's like the coolest thing in the world. Like I'm meeting people in Zoom pubs and having drinks there with people, which is turning into good fun. And I can honestly see this modern communication, which I always thought was, kind of boring for techies and everything else, becoming a way forward.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just learning new skills. I mean, why drive to a yoga studio when you can learn some stuff and then go up on the hill and do it and, do it in the comfort of your own home? And it's quite cool. I like it.
I agree. It seems that we're using the brilliant technology for the right reasons in these times. We're not being isolated into our phones. We're actually engaging with communities, but, not having to sort of travel. I think it's really cool. Brilliant to chat with you again. Really fantastic to see you looking so well and younger and enjoying the sunshine in Brixham. Do you know what time you're on tomorrow?
I don't actually. I think it's 1 o'clock. I'm not sure, but I'm still unsure about how I get in. It was only because this thing said, send a request, that I kind of got in there. So, a little bit of tech support would be really great because I'm not very.
Of course.
And
don't worry about that.
Can't wait to get cooking and chat to everyone.
Right.
Steve, have a great day.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Rick. Bye.
Thank you. So, just as Mitch is saying goodbye, working up. Press the leave.
What's that?
Brilliant. You see, this is exactly what's going to happen tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yeah, see ya. There he goes. As we said, we're all trying to work out how to use the technology. It's a brilliant platform for us to do this. Just so we can engage a little bit more in getting you to look for the suppliers. Don't forget, you can find that on virtualfoodfestival.org. Okay, just say that one more time, virtualfoodfestival.org. So the objectives of what we're trying to do tomorrow is really support the local foodie community. We're also trying to offer a little bit of entertainment. I've got a couple of people here, I think might be Rick. So the guys from Prawn on the Lawn. Add those in. See if we can get this in. See, we've got people coming in that I weren't expecting, but also a major part of tomorrow. Hey, Rick.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, Rick?
Yeah, good.
Looking sharp.
Thanks.
Nice. Can I say congratulations? Recent addition to the family.
Yeah, we've got a four-week-year-old daughter, Pandora, Panda for short. If you hear any screams in the background, that will be her.
Well, we're all in the same boat. I've got 3 girls myself, and they're sort of like 8, 10, 9, and 6. And we've just sort of sent them out into the garden, and they're quite. I mean, it's very long arm parenting all the lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's been the silver lining, to be honest, of all of this, is the amount of time that I spent with the family, which has been amazing. Excited about cooking tomorrow.
I know. Do you know what you're going to do?
I'm going to use some of Johnny Burt's lobster. It sounds like a bit more of a complicated dish, but it's actually going to be fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Going to do it on the barbecue, but you can also do it on the oven, and it just really sort of highlights the quality of produce that we can get from the smaller suppliers. And like Johnny, who goes out, catches all our crab and lobster for Prawn on the Lawn. His brother, who catches, we got a bit of fresh pollock in yesterday, actually, from him. And then, obviously, if you're local to the area, you can get these direct from Johnny, but also through Fish for Thought. Further afield, you'll be able to sort of place your order and eat the similar quality of produce.
Amazing. And where are you right now, Rick?
Just in my back garden in Padstow.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, and
my wife's passing me a jacket. She's like, "You're shivering." No, I'm right. I'm right. I need one of Mitch's brandies. That's what I need.
Hey, do you know what? I like that. You know, straight answer. Is that a brandy? Yes.
Yeah. Why not?
I know. So this is an amazingly ambitious project. Of course, things will go wrong, although we're having a good run of things going right just now.
Yeah, but it's all part of the fun of it, isn't it? We've not done something like this before, so
yeah.
It's ambitious, like you say, and it's going to be great fun, and everyone can kind of tune in, dip in and out, and see what all the different chefs are cooking. I'm excited to see what all the other guys are doing as well, and just kind of listen to their experience, knowledge, and kind of share all the different producers that they're going to be supporting as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that you've been really quite busy, obviously with Pandora, a new child in the family.
Yeah.
But have you spent any time just like quietly reflecting about coming out of the other end of this?
I think mine and Katie's kind of mentality is just to try and keep as positive as possible, and the kind of key thing was to kind of support the staff and also the suppliers that we use, and that have kind of helped us to get to kind of where we are right now. So we don't know what's going to happen over the next few months, and yeah, the key thing is to be ready for when we can reopen and we can come back fighting even better than we were before.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's such an unknown, it's just keeping positive, really.
Yeah, and just remind everybody where your restaurants are, Rick.
So we started off in London. So we've got Prawn the Lawn in Islington, North London, and Prawn the Lawn in Padstow. And then a couple of years ago, we opened Barnaby's, which is kind of small plates, but meat, fish, and veggie, all cooked on sort of wood-fired ovens. And yeah, just it's always kind of showcasing local produce. Yeah, we use Ross's veg as well.
Yeah.
If he turns up on time.
And he'll phone up in the middle of service.
Pardon?
And he'll phone up in the middle of service.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just kind of showcasing the best that we can get hold of.
So you've obviously created and you tap into a really nice network of people. But, you know, you must also employ quite a few people as well.
Yeah, that's the great thing about being down here in Padstow is that kind of community, and there's definitely that's a sense of kind of supporting each other. Very much like this whole event is like really kind of supporting Ross and his produce that he's going to be growing. Obviously, he supplies a lot of restaurants, and that's a lot of trade for him gone. So it helps showcase his stuff as well as like all the other guys, and it's a really tight knit kind of community. Like Johnny will walk in the middle of service with his crab and lobsters, and we'll have a chat. It doesn't matter how busy it is; you can't not have a chat and say hello and see how he's doing. And it's really nice.
And what was it? The produce that drew you to Cornwall and Padstow in particular, or do you think that kind of vibrant network of people is replicated up and down the country as well? Yeah,
for sure. There are pockets all over the country. For us particularly, I've been coming down here for sort of 25 years as a kid. But also we were buying the produce for the London restaurant almost immediately from this area, and the more we were down here, the more we were just sort of excited and sort of enticed by the place. And obviously Rick and Jack Stein building up this amazing set of restaurants that draws so many people here. It's an amazing opportunity to be amongst all of that.
Yeah, great. Well, a brilliant addition to the lineup tomorrow, Rick. We're really looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, let's try and sort of get beyond worrying about any sort of like technical hitches and let's have some fun and bring some positivity back into this sector.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fella. Take care.
Cheers. Take care.
See you, Pandora.
See you tomorrow.
Okay. See you, mate. Bye-bye. So, thanks to Rick for joining us there. And of course, you know, we're chatting with people who are going to be doing the demonstrations tomorrow and the brainchild behind it. But there's a whole team of people, particularly, I've got to say, and I'm sure everybody will agree, that the marketing team at Stein's Restaurants is absolutely pulling everything together, and that's an amazing thing. What a fantastic collaboration. Well done to everybody there. We did say that we were going to try and get Jose. I'm going to try and find Jose, so excuse my finger pointing. Again, I haven't done this before, but I think he's waiting in the wings. And let's see if we can get Jose.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you, my friend.
Yeah, what an amazing lineup that you've become an addition to. I think, thank you for your patience for waiting in line there. Yeah,
It's been lovely listening to them.
Yeah, it's great to sort of.
You guys.
It's great to catch up. And where are you? Are you in London right now?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of Kennington.
Yeah,
And trying to enjoy a little bit of sun.
Yeah,
And do some cooking. Spending a lot of time with my friends on FaceTime.
yeah,
And enjoy with my partner, with Peter. Yeah, it's difficult time.
yeah.
But we need to make as much as we can, you know, the spending time with people we love and doing things that normally I don't have the time to do, you know.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
It's lovely. As lovely as it can be.
Exactly. Yeah, it's interesting to take the opportunity, and of course, you know, it's a sort of global issue. But for you particularly, you know, in Spain, where they seem to be, you know, hit really hard, and are you able to keep in contact with friends and family?
Absolutely. Mom is the one worrying me a little bit more. She's fine. My brother, my sister, everyone, all my friends are okay. And it's quite. Yeah. But, you know, we are going to go through this and we are going to come out stronger.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
With many views, completely different new views of things. And that's it, really.
Yeah.
Be strong, be positive, cooking a lot, drinking a lot, and having as much time that we can have anyway. That's the way.
That's great. I think we should get that on prescription. That would be amazing. And you know, isn't it great that the kind of food and the hospitality world can actually make such a difference? I was thinking that it's kind of strange that the kind of hierarchy of people in this kind of is flipped, isn't it? People like delivery drivers have become kings and queens, and people are really important, and that's also true of people who produce food and deliver it to the restaurants. I think that's really quite telling.
Absolutely, and it's all about the community. Even the driver, like you say, everyone is just pushing very hard to go through this and you know, and to helping everyone, no, to help the community, helping the locals, helping the NHS, and I think it's so important. Now it's time to work together. Now it's time to help each other. No, it's not much about business. It's about really to be together and helping people. Than it's doing lots for going through this time. Suppliers, everyone.
And who are you going to champion tomorrow in terms of your producers and suppliers? Jose, sorry, Mitch says hi.
Hello, my dear friend. Tomorrow I'm with the CDC. There's an amazing restaurant, and they transform to a fishmonger. I'm gonna be cooking some mackerel from Cornwall. Then as well, I'm gonna be doing some kind croquetas with tempus, brezola.
Drew Baker.
Yeah, he just delivered the brezola for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do some, I think, some carabineros, a little bit of tapas, you know, a little bit of tapas to share, because Spanish food is all about sharing. It's all about that kind of love, and it's just I want to show that it's not too difficult to do a nice tapas around. I'm helping all my suppliers from Spain and from here, all my friends, you know.
Amazing. Yeah. Don't give too many secrets away, Jose.
It's no secrets anymore. Life is to share.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know yet. I don't know yet the full schedule, but I'm sure we'll give you plenty of notice. And
1 o'clock tomorrow.
1 o'clock tomorrow. Okay,
I
fine.
think.
Yeah. And so the way that we're working is we're giving 20 minutes or so. It's not strict. Okay, 20 minutes or so for each demo, and in between each demo, we'll be able to keep people engaged with who you're championing, where the producers, where they can find their stuff, and hopefully, have some fun too.
That's the important thing. In these days, we need to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Jose, it's been such a pleasure chatting with you. I'm really going to look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and also beyond tomorrow. It would be really amazing to come and see you too.
See you very soon, amigo. Until
Take care.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye now. And, again, a huge sense of positivity there. People just really looking forward to it, doing the right thing, coming together and doing it with the power of food. And it's quite amazing. Let's see if we can get somebody else on. I get a feeling that we've got Charlie Stein in the background. Charlie, are you there? He's coming in. Hey, Charlie.
Hi, Steve. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. That's an interesting background. Where are you?
I'm in London. Yeah, that's wine, which is my obsession. So I'm in London. So I'm in Islington, sort of obviously locked down here. But yeah, I really looking forward to tomorrow. Seeing all the chefs I've been watching so far. I think it's such a great thing, and so amazing for our marketing team to be able to put it together so quickly. So big prop to them.
Yeah, quite incredible. And I think this is such a brilliant idea, because hopefully we're going to be able to come to you tomorrow, and maybe you can talk us through some really nice pairings.
I think the restaurant industry is obviously shut down, and brilliant suppliers for food, and also there's brilliant drink suppliers that I think we should be championing as well. So I'm going to be talking through a couple of wines for a few of the dishes with our supplier, the Vintner, and then perhaps talking about maybe a couple of suppliers down in Cornwall as well that we can buy from and champion. And it's the wine suppliers as well. The wine, so it's the supply chain, so it's not just buying from the merchant, it's the wine growers as well. So I'm going to be championing there's a South African wine tomorrow. And they're in real problems, so they can't export, or they've only just been allowed to export wine, and they can't sell it. So you can't buy wine in South Africa, and they're locked down, so they're in proper trouble as well. So it's not just the merchants; it's the whole supply chain.
Well, wow, that would be a difficult thing to try and live through. Why can't they sell the wine if they can't export it?
They're just allowed to export it. So last week they can export it, but in their market they can't sell it at all. And I think that's just for the sort of any potential social unrest they might have.
Okay.
So the winemakers can't sell it in their market. But so I'm championing some South African wine
Nice.
And then some French wine as well. Yeah,
Brilliant. That's the global nature of food, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And have you been spending the time during lockdown? Do you find it really difficult, or have you found it there's a sort of element of, let's try something new?
I mean, the sort of the difficulty is I love going out to eat and going to restaurants and going to the pub and drinking wine, but I've found the time. I'm learning a lot, so I'm trying to brush up on my French. As a wine buyer, my French is pretty terrible, so trying to brush up on my French and buying lots of different wines from lots of different suppliers who deliver in London. So I bought a whole case from Highbury Vintners who are in N4. So just trying lots of different wines, learning about wine, and just trying to keep my brain engaged in learning, really.
Any surprises? Any things that you might not want to share this, but any real surprises that you've come across and you thought, wow, where has that been all my life?
Actually, I've got this Lebanese wine, and I just thought Lebanese wine was Chateau Muzar, which is the most famous, but this one is Messiah, and it's really impressed me. So, you know, wine is totally global. So I'm just trying to expand my horizons in the wine trade.
Great. And tomorrow, fingers crossed, although, you know, we're all kind of fairly relaxed about it, we're going to get through the day, hopefully showing immense support for our industry and lots of shout-outs, really. I know that you've already mentioned the people in South Africa that you're going to champion. The process is that we're going to put all of our producers online on the virtualfoodfestival.org website, and we're going to try and get people to buy, and through each transaction there's going to be a charitable donation. And I think that's going to be something which really does underpin this huge effort.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. So we're getting close to our sort of time on Instagram TV. Thanks for joining us, Charlie. Really look forward to seeing you tomorrow. It would be amazing to chink glasses sometime in the near future and say cheers and say hi in person. But thanks for joining us.
No worries. Thanks, Steve. Really looking forward to seeing all the chefs' demos tomorrow. So cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, fella. Take care. Bye. So just let's draw this little broadcast to a close. First of all, thanks to everybody who's been following us today. That's amazing. Tomorrow, keep an eye on all of the channels, all the social channels, Rick Stein Restaurants, and of course, that's where you'll see the live virtual food festival. But also hop over to the website, virtualfoodfestival.org, where you can see all of the suppliers, all the ingredients, purchase them for yourself, and hopefully spread the love, give a little bit back. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed being part of a strong network of people. The people that we just chatted to are all amazing in their own right, but when you get them joined up in this team effort with the marketing team of Rick Stein Restaurants behind us, you've got to say it's a winning combination. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for following. See you tomorrow. We'll slowly build up towards 10 o'clock kickoff. And enjoy your day. Happy Easter, everyone.